I decided to stop just talking about routines and actually try one. For the next 7 days, I'm committing to a daily mood-boosting routine, and I want you to join me. No overnight transformation, just simple habits practiced every day for a week. I'll share the real journey, the wins, the struggles, and everything in between. The goal? To see if small, consistent actions can really improve my mood, energy, and focus. My routine includes a mindful morning ritual, daily movement, nutritious meals, and a calming evening practice. Each habit is backed by science and designed to support mental health. You can follow along, get inspired, and maybe try a few habits yourself. This isn't about perfection. It's about exploring what actually works. By week's end, we'll know if a simple routine can make a real difference. Ready to find out what happens when you commit to boosting your mood for 7 days? Let's do this together. The experiment starts now. Before starting any new routine, you have to face where you're at. Some days I wake up energized and motivated. Routine feels easy. Other days I'm exhausted and even simple tasks feel impossible. This emotional roller coaster is a huge barrier to consistency. The person who plans the routine isn't always the one who has to follow it. That internal conflict leads to guilt and frustration. You set goals, miss them, and feel worse, trapped in a cycle. I had to accept that moods aren't always in my control. They're shaped by sleep, stress, hormones, and more. Acknowledging this isn't giving up. It's understanding the challenge. My goal isn't to eliminate bad moods, but to see if a routine can guide me through them. I want my routine to be a lighthouse, steady, even when emotions are stormy. This week is about testing if structure can help, not expecting perfection. The real win is learning to keep going, even when the tides turn. Let's see if a routine can be that steady light. The first battle of the day? The snooze button. On good days, I'm up with my alarm, ready for my morning ritual. On tough days, the alarm feels like an enemy and my bed is impossible to leave. Hitting snooze is more than a few extra minutes. It's a choice for comfort over progress. That decision sets the tone for the whole day. Once I hit snooze, it's easier to skip my walk, grab junk food, and feel behind. Our brains crave comfort, especially when we're tired or stressed. The snooze button is a daily negotiation, and I often lose. But I realized, if I can win this first battle, the rest of my routine is more likely to stick. Losing it creates a domino effect of missed habits and low mood. So, the real test of my mood-boosting week isn't exercise or diet, it's getting up when the alarm rings. If I can do that, I'm already winning. The challenge starts with that first, simple act. Willpower is built one morning at a time. Tomorrow, I'll try again. The snooze button won't win forever. Even the best routine can be derailed by life's surprises. A sudden deadline, bad news, or a sick pet can throw off your whole plan. That's when the all-or-nothing mindset kicks in. If one thing goes wrong, the day feels ruined. Perfectionism is the enemy of consistency. I've fallen into this trap, one disruption, and I give up on the whole routine. The guilt and frustration that follow make it even harder to start again. The real skill is flexibility, learning to adapt when things don't go as planned. Success isn't a perfect streak. It's bouncing back after setbacks. If I miss my walk, maybe I stretch for 10 minutes instead. The goal is resilience, not perfection. This week, I'm redefining success as returning to my routine, no matter what. Life will throw curveballs. The challenge is to keep swinging, even after a miss. Progress is about getting back on track, not never falling off. That's how real change happens. To steady my mood, I needed a strong morning anchor. I built my routine around 3 C's: coffee, calm, and clarity. First, coffee, not just for caffeine, but for the ritual. I made it a mindful moment, no phone, just enjoying the aroma and quiet. Next, calm 5 minutes of guided meditation to quiet my mind before the day's chaos. No pressure for enlightenment, just breathing and being present. Then, clarity, a quick journal entry with one thing I'm grateful for and one intention for the day. Gratitude shifts my mindset. A clear intention gives me direction. This whole routine takes less than 20 minutes. Even on busy days, it's doable. Starting with intention helps me face whatever comes next. It's not about perfection, but about creating a foundation. These small acts set the tone for a calmer, more focused day. When I start with coffee, calm, and clarity, I feel more in control. It's my first line of defense against mood swings. A simple morning anchor can change everything. Try it. See how your day shifts. To beat the midday slump, I built a reset into my routine: movement and mindful fuel. A simple 15-minute walk outside clears my head and boosts my energy. Then I focus on a nutritious lunch: lean protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. I eat away from screens, paying attention to my food. This small break helps me recharge, improve my mood, and finish the day strong. How you end your day is just as important as how you begin it. I used to scroll endlessly at night, making sleep difficult and mornings rough. So I set a digital curfew: no screens after 9 p.m. Instead, I read, journaled, or stretched to relax. A warm cup of herbal tea signaled it was time to unwind. Ending with a quick reflection on a small win helped me drift off peacefully. The first days of the challenge felt magical. I woke up energized, skipped the snooze, and looked forward to my morning coffee and quiet time. Meditation and journaling came easily, and I felt calm, centered, and productive all day. Even lunch felt special, and I noticed little joys I'd usually miss. At night, I unplugged early and slept better than ever. This was the honeymoon phase. Everything felt easy, and I was sure I could do this forever. Day 3 hit hard. I woke up before my alarm, mind racing with stress. The excitement was gone, replaced by dread. My routine felt heavy, every step a struggle. Work took over, lunch at my desk, no mindful moments. Guilt crept in, whispering that I'd failed. By evening, I was tempted to give up, but realized how strong old habits can be. After the disaster of day 3, I woke up on day 4 feeling a mix of disappointment and determination. Today was not about being perfect, it was about being resilient. I forced myself up immediately, refusing to let the snooze button win. During meditation, I accepted my busy mind and returned to my breath. I wrote, "It's okay that yesterday was hard. Today is a new day." A 15-minute walk felt like a huge victory, telling my stress it didn't own me. I turned off my phone at 9 p.m., feeling a surprising sense of relief. Day 4 wasn't perfect, but it was the most important day of the week. By day 5, my routine felt less like a chore and more like my own rhythm. I started waking up before my alarm, looking forward to quiet mornings and mindful moments. Even rain couldn't stop my midday walk. It became a vital mental reset. The digital curfew, once difficult, now brought calm before sleep. By day 6, I felt a real shift. My days were intentional, my mood steadier, and the routine was truly mine. On the final day of the challenge, I woke up with a profound sense of peace. There was no internal struggle, no debate about the snooze button. Getting up and starting my morning anchor felt as natural as brushing my teeth. It had become an integrated part of my day. I sat with my coffee and reflected on the week. Just 7 days ago, my mornings were a rush of chaos and my moods were completely unpredictable. Now, I was starting each day with intention and a quiet confidence that I carried with me for hours. The change was subtle, but it was undeniably real. The rest of the day flowed with this newfound ease. My midday walk felt less like a scheduled activity and more like a natural need, like my body telling me it was time for a break. I found myself more present in conversations, less distracted by my phone, and more focused on my work. It wasn't that all my problems had disappeared, but my capacity to handle them had grown. The routine had created more space in my mind. By taking care of the foundational things, rest, movement, quiet, I had more energy available to deal with the complexities of life. As I turned off my phone for my final evening wind-down of the challenge, I felt a huge sense of pride. I had done it. I had faced the slump, overcome the urge to quit, and stuck with my commitment for 7 full days. The biggest breakthrough wasn't just that I completed the challenge, but that I no longer saw it as a challenge. These weren't just a list of tasks I had to check off. They were acts of self-care that I had come to value deeply. The routine had proven its worth, not by making every day perfect, but by giving me the tools to navigate the imperfect ones. Looking back, the ups and downs were a crucial part of the process. The difficult day 3 was just as important as the blissful day 1. It taught me about resilience and self-compassion. It showed me that the goal isn't to never fall off track, but to learn how to get back on with kindness. This 1 week had shown me that I have more control over my daily well-being than I ever thought possible. It all starts with a few small, consistent choices. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. A few years ago, she felt lost. Her days had no structure and anxiety weighed her down. So she tried something simple. Every morning, she'd walk around the block and make her bed. Just a short walk in a made bed, no big overhaul, but those tiny wins gave her a sense of control, and slowly she found her footing again. What happened with Sarah wasn't magic. It was science. Her simple morning walk and making the bed tapped into powerful psychological principles. Even light activity releases endorphins and helps set your circadian rhythm, boosting mood and energy. Making the bed is a keystone habit, a small win that sparks more positive changes. Over time, these tiny actions rewired Sarah's brain, making healthy habits automatic. Small, consistent steps truly create powerful change. After a few weeks of her simple routine, Sarah started to change. The walk got a little longer, she listened to podcasts and made herself breakfast. Making her bed led to a tidier room and a sense of control. You just need to start somewhere. Pick something so small it's almost impossible to say no. The routine becomes an anchor, a quiet promise that your well-being matters. The story of change can start with you. This week wasn't about perfection. It was about learning to show up, even on tough days. Small, consistent actions like a walk or a screen-free hour made a bigger difference than chasing big changes. The real victory? Getting back up after you stumble and being kind to yourself along the way. That's the true reward, a steady sense of stability, not perfection. Now, as I wrap up this incredible week, I want to turn the focus over to you. I shared my journey, the highs, the lows, and the breakthroughs, not just to tell my story, but to show you what's possible. You don't need to copy my exact routine. You don't need to commit to a 7-day challenge right this second. All you need to do is to be inspired by the core idea that you have the power to positively influence your own well-being through small, intentional, daily actions. You can be the architect of your own emotional resilience, and you can start building it today. I want to officially invite you to create your own tiny routine. Forget about a huge overhaul. Think about the smallest possible step you could take. What is one thing that feels almost too easy? Maybe it's drinking a single glass of water before your morning coffee. Maybe it's putting on one song you love and just listening to it without distractions. Perhaps it's doing 2 minutes of stretching before you get into bed. Pick one thing, just one. Something that you know, even on your worst day, you could probably manage to do. That is your starting point. Remember the story of my friend Sarah. Her life-changing journey started with simply making her bed and walking around the block. It's not about the size of the action. It's about the consistency of the commitment you make to yourself. Each time you complete your tiny habit, you are casting a vote for a more centered, more stable you. You are sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind that you are worthy of your own time and care. This is how real, lasting change begins. Not with a bang, but with a whisper, repeated daily. I would absolutely love to hear what you decide to do. Please share your one small thing in the comments below. Declaring it makes it more real, and seeing what others are committing to can be incredibly motivating for everyone. Let's create a community of support right here. And if you're looking for more guidance